So, narcissism, is it a quality or is it not? We're having a really interesting
Is it
discussion.
a quality or
here.
not, or is it a quality or something else?
Is it a positive quality or not?
Oh. Well, let me hear you debate it. Like, what's your take on it?
Well, I'm in the belief that I can certainly see all the negative sides, and part of the Neon Demon is about all the reactions when the beauty obsessive culture conflicts with the longevity of it, and everything just becomes younger. I got young daughters, so my eldest is 13, and she's exposed in a way that we were never exposed to that kind of possibilities with the digital revolution. So I can see all the danger signs. But I also believe that there must be a positive side. There must be something going on in the psychic that is just evolving into something else. I cannot just believe that everything is negative about the future.
Well, aren't there elements of narcissism that sort of incorporate confidence and, sort of
Acceptance?
Well, see to me, if narcissism meant that you were embracing yourself and felt fully within yourself and proud, but I don't believe that's true. I think we're constantly trying to change ourselves or obsess over someone else or wish we had this or change how we look on an app or it doesn't to me look like self-confidence or owning your uniqueness.
maybe not true self-confidence. It's sort of just like this, thin layer of something that you put in front of yourself when you're sharing it.
Most people I know take about 20 selfies before they feel like they took one that was good enough for people to see, but they still sat there and took 20 selfies.
Yeah.
But that is true. However, but isn't that what our parents said about us? And isn't it what my mother experienced when they went into the sexual revolution from the post-Second World War parents that she had? I mean,
But they were also trying to break out of a lot of
but isn't that the whole thing? That narcissism is a way of breaking out of
I don't know about
a
this.
constant debate about equality that we're trying to, like we create a certain standard of life and a certain acceptance. Like what's interesting about beauty is that beauty will become the next class war because financially, career-wise, all those things that used to divide, and conquer are no longer really relevant. So it's becoming much more about how you're born. And beauty is one of those things that just is a very powerful medium.
well, but then you add in the artificial options now.
Yeah, but if you look
So-
at the movie, the one person that actually has a real downfall is the artificial. The one person that tries to recreate it, it's like, that's not the way to go because that's never going to work.
But also at the beginning of this film, Elle Fanning's character says, I can't act, I can't sing, I can't write, but I'm pretty. And everyone in this film wants a piece of her. And even the boyfriend, who seems to be the sort of true, earnest person who really wants to see inside her, the fashion designer says, if she wasn't pretty, you wouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
She's already admitted she's got nothing inside.
Yeah.
And everyone still wants it.
Yeah. Well, and so and I just want to touch a little bit on the horror element of what we're talking about and sort of, adding horror to this sort of bigger, more intelligent conversation that you're having in this story. How and why do you want to weave this cultish, scary stuff into this?
Well, because I think that sometimes making films that have very potent issues are better told in fairy tales because it becomes more about interpretation rather than a nowness. For example, the movie, there's no alcohol, there's no cigarettes, there's no drugs, and there's no selfies. There's not even a camera in the movie that's about self-indulgent. Like all things that's like very relevant to now doesn't exist. So, because I think that it's more interesting predicting what could be the future rather than trying to make a statement of this year or next year or what we saw last year. It's almost like it doesn't resonate the same way. And then I wanted to make it as a horror film because what would encourage my kids to go and see something? Well, they want to be entertained. I'm an entertainer. Last thing a teenager wants to be told is what to do or what not to do. But if you can give them a vision to react to, you know, creativity plants thoughts. Good or bad is irrelevant. Who cares? But reactions are interesting because reaction means it has penetrated your mind. And I completely can see all the negative sides to narcissism. Hence, that's why I wrote the film. But I do believe that there has to be an alternate version of that that's positive. But it's maybe just so far removed from our conscience because we are so much older and wiser. But I'm thinking if me and you were 16, I don't think we wouldn't do what everyone else is doing.
I'm sure. And like you said, our parents, I know I have to stop. Our parents.
No, this is interesting, guys. No, yeah.
But our parents have continued to tell us, all of us, that we're special.